guys. I love High School Musical, the series, and both of you in it. um, and so my first question, obviously, Carlos and Seb are so cute together. I love how their relationship blossomed in season one. Can you guys talk about working together and feelings? Well, your characters' feelings for each other.
I mean, yeah, it's awesome to get to, last year we saw them get to meet each other and in that stage of things. And then this year we really get to see them as a couple and in a relationship and see how they interact with each other. And of course, working with Joe is always so much fun, and he brings so many fun ideas, and he has such a good grasp of his character. So it's always fun.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything Frankie said. It's such a blast. And it's just so much fun to get to play these characters and, go on these journeys of figuring out how to be in a relationship. I feel like in high school, that's such a thing that people are figuring out. And yeah, they're just doing it just like everybody else.
Absolutely. And as Seb is figuring out how to be in a relationship, he also had to kind of come into his own in terms of performance last season. How do you think that he's doing this year? Is he feeling more comfortable in his own skin? Where is that story headed?
Yeah, I think as everyone is in high school, I think Seb is also still on that journey of sort of figuring out exactly who he is and who he wants to be. And, hoping to just, become friends with everyone and find his place in the drama club, but also find his place in his relationship and in his heart and in his soul, and in his family.
Wonderful. And Carlos was an amazing assistant director / choreographer / everything behind the scenes last year. But this year, Frankie, you're getting to step into a new light, right? Carlos is getting to try on a new role, if you will. What has that journey been like?
Yeah, that's been fun. Watching the cast perform High School Musical last year, I definitely felt some FOMO, but showing up on those days and just watching them just be amazing. So to get to do it this year has been so much fun, and to figure out, like, playing a role within a role. So trying to figure out how your character plays this role, that's always fun. And then to get to sing these iconic Beauty and the Beast songs, it doesn't get any better than that.
Absolutely. I'm already loving the ones I've heard thus far, and I cannot wait for more. But speaking of Beauty and the Beast, this year kind of steps up the, literally the competition, because you have it now. So has that opened doors for you, either your characters or as performers, opening the world of High School Musical, if you will?
Totally. I think with the competition, it sort of brings like this whole new conflict into play. And, I think everyone reacts to this outside force differently. And you sort of see how everyone's difference in reaction sort of shifts everyone's dynamics and sort of creates conflict amongst everyone. So yeah, I think it's such a fun way to, get outside of East High while also still being central to the High School Musical high stakes of musical theater.
And while we have this competition going on, Miss Jen is maybe handling it not in the way that one would have expected. Is Carlos concerned about her, or how does he feel about the way she's progressing at the start of the season?
Oh, of course, I feel like he's her almost unspoken therapist. So she definitely confides in him and relies on him to relay information. So yeah, he's definitely there for her, but to watch her spiral, he gets kind of nervous.
But she always, at least in season one, manages to pull it together to give the kids important life lessons on life, love, and the pursuit of theater. So have either of you learned any lessons either from Miss Jen or from actually being in High School Musical yourselves about your work and your passion?
That's a really good question. I think I am constantly learning things from not only this experience, but everyone in this cast, and also what our characters are going through. I think there's just so much to take away from it all. But first and foremost, I think believing in yourself and finding value in being yourself and feeling valid in that, and sort of just trusting that it's enough. I think that is one of the first and most important things that I've taken away from the whole experience.
I love that. Do you have other life lessons, Frankie?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a learning experience on set, and just how everyone's bringing their different levels of experience, and yet somehow they all mesh together and create something really awesome. And so I feel like I'm always learning, and even from someone working close with like Kate Reiners, who plays Miss Jen, watching her work is like watching like a master class, and the fact that like that's part of my job, it's like the best.
Yeah, it is amazing. Speaking of getting to watch, wonderful performances in season 1, since we do not want to spoil the majesty of season 2, what was your favorite musical number to either partake in or to observe?
Oh my
in
god.
Season 1?
Mm-hmm, in season 1.
I have to say, stick to the status quo. I mean, the choreography was just so much fun, but also getting to be in East High doing a number that was originally shot in East High was just
in that key.
Yeah,
that's right. That is right.
That was just so surreal, and I'll like never forget it for the rest of my life.
I love that. Frankie?
I would definitely have to say Born to Be Brave. That day it was just so much fun to see everybody dressed up. It kind of felt like you were at a wedding, and it would kind of like, it was a break from our normal like classroom sets. And so I remember walking in that day and just like seeing how everything was so decorated, and the fact that we were actually in the East High gym made that just experience so much better.
Yes. Now, not to reveal my own age, but as a youth, High School Musical was very much a part of my school life. Everyone always singing the songs, talking about the characters, caring about Vanessa and Zach. So now it's crazy to see that same thing happening with High School Musical, the series. Even on my timeline, I'm seeing everyone arguing about like Rini or Rena, ship names.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we of age for this? But what has it been like to be part of that magic, right? To experience, this new wave of fans from Disney Plus, and from both OG fans and new ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, like stuff like that, things that pop up on your timeline. For me, it seems kind of normal now, because that's like what my algorithm is programmed to like have. So it's crazy when a friend like so random from like high school or something will send me a screenshot of something they've seen, and they're like, oh my god, have you seen this? Like, it's just you. I'm like, that's weird, because I'm just like, sometimes it feels like I'm the only person seeing it. So it's weird when other people are like commenting on it.
I love that. Now, is there anything that you want to see for your character or your relationship that hasn't happened for you yet that you're looking forward to? Or if you want to mask spoilers in the form of a desire, you can let me know. Joe, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I personally would love to sing like a duet with Frankie at some point. I think that would be so fun and really lovely. So that would be really fun.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. That's definitely something we haven't tackled yet. Something tells me it's not far off, but that would be super fun.
Absolutely. Now, here's a question for you. I remember as if it happened many moons ago, but when I watched the auditions, I think I was actually surprised by who was cast as who. Just based on like your faces, I guess. I don't know. So if you were to cast High School Musical with the series cast, who would you have cast yourself as? And then you can pick like, one other person. You don't have to go through the whole list, because then we'd be here forever.
If I had to go by like traditional casting.
Well, you could, if you still want to be Sharpay, you can still be Sharpay.
Oh, I mean, I played Ryan in middle school, so I do feel a specific like connection to that role, and I felt like I saw myself in him even growing up. So I'd probably cast myself as Ryan. And then I would cast Frankie as Sharpay.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, some
He's fabulous.
I love it.
Okay, well, I am accepting the role of Sharpay, so thank you for that. That was a straight offer. Didn't even have to audition. Well, Gina seemed to be pretty confident that she could tackle Gabriella, and we really didn't get to see her do it. So I guess I would go with Gina as Gabriella. I'd like to see it.
I would also like to see that. Very, very nice. Now, more in the vein of things you'd like to see, or, if you want to actually say something happening, is there anyone that you didn't get to spend as much time with in season 1 that you either do get to spend more time with in season 2, or that you want to spend more time with in season 2 or 3 or 4?
I love everyone. I'd love to spend time with literally everyone. But I feel like we got to see Seb and Courtney share a little moment in season 1. And I am excited to maybe further explore that relationship in the future.
Okay. Frankie.
I think it makes the most sense that Carlos and Gina would be friends because they're both like the dancers of the school. So I think some scenes with them, and of course, any Miss Jen Carlos scene, I'm like all about, and like I'm so excited by.
Speaking of being the dancers, though, the choreography is such an important part of Carlos's life. How familiar are you with choreography? What does it mean to you? It seemed like you were really good at it, but
Well, thank you. Clearly, that's a testament to my acting. But dancing has always never been my strongest suit. But luckily, our choreographer, Zach Woodley, is so good at figuring out what you're good at and how and when he can challenge you. So you're always constantly being challenged, but it's always to make you look the best. So I'm so thankful for him.
That's amazing. Speaking of choreography challenging you and then also being suited to you, Joe, can you talk about if it helps you understand your character more? Like, do you guys approach the choreography from a character-based perspective? How does it open up the doors as an actor?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I feel like Seb is sort of a part of me, so I sort of just pull out the Seb side of me whenever I'm approaching anything that Seb is doing. So yeah, sort of, I guess, in the movement that totally plays a part for sure.
I love it. Now, is there anything that you would say about Beauty and the Beast, right? Do you think there's any lessons to be learned in Beauty and the Beast that will be applied to this season? Again, not like specific spoilers, but I know that every time that we get certain segments of a show, we're going to see it reflected on the characters. So is there anything you think that Seb and Carlos can take away from Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, I just think the common theme of, not judging a book by its cover and turning down opportunities because you think that it doesn't fit you. And then also just the theme of the community and the friendship, not only between, the inanimate objects within the cartoon, but also just the characters alone are always just constantly learning from each other.
Thank you both so much. You guys were great. I cannot wait for more of you on my screen in the near future.
Oh, thank you. It was nice to talk to you.
Nice talking to you too.